Bass, bass, bass. Bass, bass. Bass, bass, bass. Bass, bass. Bass, bass. Bass, bass. Bass, bass. Bass, bass.
Hey, hey. How is everybody?
What's that?
I cut you off, didn't I?
Yeah, I tried to come back in as soon as I clicked it. I think you clicked it at the same time.
Mhm. I didn't want you to be left out.
Yeah, I'm always left out. Hell, it doesn't matter. I'm used to it by now.
Right.
How are you today, sir?
Excellent. It's been a busy day. How about you?
You know, just I didn't get off work till almost 6, so yeah, it was a busy day for me as well too. So
Man.
it's gonna be a busy week for me, I believe, at work. So it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Time to come home, take a shower, flip my clothes, try to scarf down a sandwich before I got on live, and here I am.
Yeah. I swallowed a burger right before I came up.
What's up, Jason? How are you, sir? And hello to everybody else. I'm not trying to be rude, but there's a lot of you, and we appreciate you all.
All right.
But
Thanks. Talk about prompts, man. I don't know how to act.
right? Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I didn't fill out his full name and tell everybody exactly who it was, because I didn't want a bunch of fandom guys running in here, because I wanted to be able to just kind of talk to Jacob tonight a little bit selfishly, without everybody asking him a million questions. So I kind of really didn't let everybody know it's Jacob Fuller from Sundown is coming on tonight. So
yeah,
I did that a little bit selfishly, but I wanted to be able to talk without 50,000 people running in here just trying to blow him up and ask a bunch of stupid questions.
Right.
Per se. So without further ado.
Yeah. Hey.
What's up, gentlemen?
Not much. How are you, sir? And I'm sure you kind of heard that. So that's why I didn't put your whole full name on there, because I didn't want a bunch of people to run in here and just blah 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 all night. So
I'd already announced I'm not doing any more podcasts, but I know I'd already told you guys I'd be on here. So
well,
yeah, I saw that. I saw that, and I told Jimmy, I says, man, I don't think Jace can come. But he reached out to you. It's all good. We appreciate you coming, though. We really do.
Seriously, I really do. Absolutely. Absolutely.
So what's new, man? Y'all got any new stuff coming?
So much new stuff that's coming out.
Yeah, I don't even know where to start.
Yeah. Huh.
It's just crazy.
Well, I mean, feel free. You got the stage. Talk about what you want to talk about for once. Not
Because
You
I
know,
have a
I'm
billion
sure everybody's got 1,000 questions, but you take the stage and you talk about what you want to talk about.
Oh yeah, we're already online, aren't we? Okay.
Yeah, and if you got nothing, I got questions. So
How's my connection? Can y'all hear me fine?
Yeah, we can
Yeah,
hear
you're
you,
a
but you're
little
kind of a little laggy.
little low volume.
Yeah,
But we can hear you.
got it. Let's see. All right. Yeah, because it's spotty. But
Yeah.
hey everybody, how's it going?
Good.
I mean, worst case scenario, we can hear you just fine, so that's all that matters. Even if you do freeze a
Hold on.
little bit. So.
Let me reboot my action real quick so that hopefully it'll be steadier.
Okay,
Yeah,
well, we'll
I'll be
be
right
here,
back.
and you should be able to just use the same invite. If
Yeah,
not, send
you're
me a
right.
message, and I'll re-hit you.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Man, I got like
So Jimmy,
yes, sir.
I want to show you something, man. Let me find him. So Clay Ward, he got his 2024 membership already.
I was going to talk to you about that because I had somebody pay for a membership this weekend, and I didn't
Yeah, for
even think
next
about
year.
it because I was already in the mode.
Mm-hmm.
I just took his money, and I'm going to message him back and let him know, hey, I hope you meant for that to go for next year because it's kind of really too late this year, and I don't want to
Yeah.
do that. You know what I mean?
No. It is. There's a different link though, and I posted it in that managers group. So he needs to fill out that different link.
Mama, we'll figure that part out later on. But yeah,
Yeah.
I've been so
But
busy,
anyway,
I haven't really had much
yeah.
chance to get on there.
So Clay has done that. He's our first member of the new year, and then
That's badass.
Shannon Boom is the first team to put a membership up
Who?
for the new year.
That's what's up. Heck
So
yeah.
they're going for it already, man.
Yeah, no,
Which is cool.
I might be a little biased, over Team Flatlands because I am on Team Flatlands, but I'd like to say my little local guys did pretty damn good compared up to all the other people.
Yeah.
There's not that many of us.
Listen, man, I don't think I was impressed with the team out in Vegas. They don't have very many members, I don't think. And they put up a lot of points comparatively, that's pretty strong.
That's not fair, Chris. You guys got like 1,000 members. Let's be truthful. I mean, you guys get one of your member to go to each show, and nobody will ever be able to catch you guys. Seriously, just one member to each show. There's no way possible.
Well, so look, y'all. This is the way that works. Is if you're a member, every time you get points, which you guys don't see points, but I still keep up with points. If you're a member, you get points. And then when you get points, your team gets points. But with that being said, we're doing it a little different this year. So when the team registers for a membership, I give that captain a code, a number, and he'll give to the members. So when you register to be a member, you'll get that captain. You'll get that code from the captain. You'll input it on that form, and that's what will tie you to that team.
Yeah, because I'll to let a lot of people know that there was something that I wasn't quite so sure of, and me and Billy had talked about this. You have to be a member to count for your team. You can't come up and just say, "Hey, I want to register for Team Flatlands." If you're not a member, it doesn't matter. I hate to be this way, but for it to count, you have to be a member.
Yep.
Yeah. So, Just FYI, because I wasn't for sure about that part myself either.
Yeah. Well, I didn't promote it a lot because I couldn't. I had to manually calculate it, and I didn't want to have to do that every week.
Absolutely. No, I understand. It makes perfect sense. Hopefully.
Yeah.
What's
All
that,
right,
sir?
sir. All good.
I hope so. My internet
Right.
gets sometimes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Big old fat cigar you're smoking on. What are you smoking on today, sir?
Come on, internet. Is that any better, or is it still being all?
I don't know. Can you hear us? I mean, you seem better.
Yeah, I can hear you, but yeah. All right, let's see if we can do some talking here.
Right.
All right, somebody says new X8. Yep, new X8. So yeah, the X8 V4 just came out recently. That's pretty cool. That's our premier standard mounting size 8, and then we got the Z8 that I'm working on, the oversized. That one's did you guys see that prototype?
Yes, I did. Actually, I seen pictures of it.
Yeah, it's like
When
a,
you say
it's like a
oversized.
9-inch. I actually told that friend.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. It's like a 9.
Dang. Now, what
Oh,
makes you want to
I'm
do
busy
that?
right now?
Hey, sweetheart.
I had hit the limits of what you can do on a standard cutout with the X8 frame, so I just couldn't get any more stroke than that.
You know, it's funny. The very first time I actually, what, sweetheart?
Right.
Are you Daddy's best friend?
Well, I'm not his best friend by any means, but I'd like to consider myself your daddy's friend. Yeah.
Okay, Ma, get Grandma to comb your hair, okay?
My daddy takes me to the gas station and get candy.
Okay, yeah, I do that.
That's cool.
Right.
Yep.
Man, that's good
That was
times
my-
right there. How old is she?
Oh, I think we lost him again.
Yeah. Man, that
It's on my
kids
phone.
when they're young like that, that's just the best age, man. That's the most fun.
Oh,
That's the most
absolutely.
fun,
I
in my
love it.
opinion, that life has to offer.
Yeah, 100%. My daughter's 30 and grown up now and married, but I get a grandbaby though, so I get to play with my 3-year-old grandbaby all the time, and that makes life so
Right.
much better.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna try to tether through my phone and see if that's any better.
Okay. It was funny what I was trying to say.
Yeah,
a
mine
minute
likes
ago.
to come out.
Sorry, go ahead.
All right. Am I here?
Yeah. Absolutely.
I changed it to my internet on my phone. See if that's any better. So what were you saying a
That's
minute ago?
crazy.
I was gonna say the first time I actually seen your 8s was a guy down here named Chris. He actually had a pair of 8s molded in his front doors as mid base.
Mm,
I've never, and
Nice.
I've still to this day, I've never seen anybody go that extreme. He had a pair of
That's
X8s that he literally molded the inside of. I want to say it was a Kia or something like that. I can't remember the car it was, but he literally had your X's molded into the front door, and that was
That's
to
wild.
me. That was crazy, you know, because I went from the silliness back then to where we're at now. But that's that kind of started my whole blood of wanting it all back again. So I kind of remember seeing that one.
I love 8s. Like I started actually the first subwoofer that I made from Sundown was an 8. It was the E8 version 1.
Wow.
And my dad still has 2 of them in his truck.
Wow. That's probably what, 10, 12 years ago?
Let's see. That was 2008. So that was
Yeah,
15
12,
years ago?
13, 14, something like that.
Wow.
More than that.
Yep, he still has the original 2 of the original E8 version 1s in the truck. And if you roll the windows down, it does a 143.
Oh, that's pretty badass.
Yeah, that's pretty
So-
strong.
Hey, my cell phone internet is better than my cable internet at home.
Mr.
That is
Smiles
crazy.
is
You're
saying
not out
hi.
in the boonies, are you?
Hey, there's Matthew. I did see him today.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
We don't even
I
call him Matthew no more. It's Smiles.
Right.
I guess I was trying to
Yeah.
say something about the oversized 8, and then my connection died.
Yeah.
So basically, I don't know if you guys remember this, but this about 2010, I had drawn up a 9-inch basket. That was my first 9-inch basket, and I started the tooling, but it was with a factory in Japan. And then one of the tsunamis came and knocked that factory into the ocean. And I lost all that tooling.
Oh my God.
So then I went back just to my standard, 8-inch
Yeah.
platform and just developed that for years and years. And I guess it was 2018 when I actually tooled the 9-inch basket. 2018, 2019, something like that. And then I had to wait, for the patents and all that. And then COVID hit, and I didn't have time to do that development because, it's pushing an 8 to that kind of stroke is really hard, So finally got back to it. It has to have its own motor, because I initially tested that frame with like a Nightshade motor with a 3-inch coil. And it worked, but it wore the soft parts out almost instantly. It was just too much.
All right.
So the
Yeah.
Z8 motor and the future Nightshade 8 motor are 2.75 coils. So that gives me extra 1/4 inch of spider, which makes all the difference. And so this Z8, it has 30 millimeters of linear stroke one way, and nonlinear X mech is over 40 millimeters one way. So I don't think anything else. I don't think anything else.
8?
Yeah.
9, actually. Wow.
Oh, exactly. I know Tims that won't even do that.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And I was talking to one of my dealers today that came by to pick up some product, and if this takes off and is really successful, I'll probably make a sealed version of it, because the only high excursion sealed 8 on the market is the JL8W7.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's why a lot of people buy that for like their center console, so they can throw them up inside your center console and never even know it's there.
Yeah. And
That's
so I think if I brought a similar platform with 30 millimeters of stroke that works sealed, that I'd really have a nice market there for that.
That'd be a game changer for sure. I know a Dodge pickup truck they could use one. I'm just saying. But yeah, no, seriously, that'd be pretty badass. Do you have any subs that actually right now work in just sealed enclosures?
The SML shallows work really well sealed, and the SD4s were good sealed. Those are discontinued. SD5 coming out, the new shallow works really well sealed. But I generally do most of my stuff reported. You can put like a E12 or E15 seal. They do pretty well, and like a SA15 V1 or V2. Those the 15s do well sealed. Smaller ones will run sealed, but the F3 is kind of high. I've had people run them that like them, but I always recommend the Optimum, ported.
So let me ask you this: what parts get changed to go from a sealed to a ported? I know it's a compliance thing, right? Or is it not? I don't know.
Compliance is part of it. Motor strength is another. Like if you look at our subs, generally they have a really, really high amount of motor force, and then that generally leads to having a low, like a high F3 sealed. So if you look at a sub like a W7 or something, and you calculate the motor force factor, it's really not that high, and the suspension tends to be a lot softer as well, and that gets your F3 down. And if you're not really worried about frequency response, yeah, you could put one of our big subs in a sealed box and then EQ it if you wanted to. There's plenty of stroke for that. We've had SQ guys run like X15s and shit in sealed boxes, and they did pretty well.
Right. So the more motor force, the less desire it is for it to be in a sealed enclosure. Is that
generally
right? Or
yeah,
do I have it backwards?
Yeah. More motor force, generally it's less friendly for sealed as far as low end extension. Now we have someone asking about fourth orders. If you have a fourth order that plays like a higher frequency, more motor force better. It doesn't matter. And in sixth orders, they require motor force. That's why the SDDN motor is so strong. I made that specifically for Duncan Van.
Even, damn it. I love it. Here many times I've changed subs out in that stupid van.
We looked at Steven's van and, looked at how the subs are behaving and things like that. And, the thermal performance of a sub is often dictated by how far it moves, and the subs weren't moving as far as they should be, especially at the higher frequencies. So, we more than doubled the motor force from the Nightshades he had before. So, For every
Wow.
watt of input, every watt you put into that subwoofer, it's going to move twice as far. So that's twice the air cooling, per watt. Basically, a lot of
Right.
folks don't realize that sometimes in a lot of situations, a higher motor force sub will actually have better thermal power handling because it moves more per watt. And that's something I learned back in the day. I used to do these long-term thermal tests. I don't know if you guys remember these videos in like 2008, 9, 10, where I had a Variac and I would plug a sub into an outlet to that, and I would vary the voltage. And I would play them for like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 minutes till they blew up. So if you compared like the SA 10, 12, and 15, the 10 would handle the most power. And in that case, it wasn't necessarily motor force. It had the same motor force, but less mass. So for every watt that went into it, it moved more and had more air cooling.
Huh. Wow.
Yeah, I've tried to follow some of your stuff that you did. I mean, there's just the R&D you put behind stuff it's pretty amazing. And I mean, I only know a couple other companies that do it, but it's, that's what I think has set you apart from everybody else is, you care about the product you put out, and that's a game changer.
Yeah, generally, if I get a new prototype in, I just beat it to death on the test bench. And and I
Yeah.
have a very high standard. Like I've tested so many drivers free air. I can hook it up free air and be like, oh, that's too stiff. Oh, that Q is too high. Oh, that FS is off.
Wow. Yeah, that's cool. Well, I guess I had it wrong. I thought that the higher the motor force, say 1 watt, I thought the higher the motor force is, the less it would move because it takes more power. So that's not
No,
right, huh?
No, the stronger that motor is, the less electrical energy it takes for that thing to move. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I
All
mean-
right. Yeah, I got you. And I guess there's a fine line because I asked you this once and you did give me an answer, but I didn't quite get it, and I probably won't get it now. But so the at some point, actually that's the clue right there. You just told me. I didn't understand how, I guess a more efficient subwoofer, right? Less power, but at some point you go put gobs of power, and they get louder, but a less efficient woofer will get louder at a lower power. And at some point that changes, right or wrong?
There's kind of the efficiency is kind of a misnomer for subwoofers. People look at sensitivity and like, well, it's not efficiency in subwoofers at all. I did this test in 2010. You can Google it up. I had a woofer, two woofers, and one of them was 6 dB less sensitive. So, but that woofer at 30 hertz was 5 dB louder than the one that was 6 dB more sensitive in the same box. So it was basically, it's 6 dB less sensitive. It was 5 dB
Wouldn't have
louder.
expected that. Yeah.
And the more sensitive driver wasn't louder until above 55 hertz. And it was only like 1 dB louder by that point. Now, if I kept playing up to like 100 hertz, now it would be quite a bit louder at 100 hertz, but we don't care about that in car audio.
Right.
So,
No one could hear that high.
yeah.
We don't want to hear it.
Right. And that's Hoffman's iron law. Like you can have low frequency extension, you can have a small box, and you
Jacob.
can have,
The other Jacob, sorry.
Yep.
Jacob Morris.
So we got, you got to pick. You can have a sensitivity, small box, or low frequency extension. You can get 2. So if you want a small box and low frequency extension, your sensitivity goes down. But again, that doesn't really mean anything for sub bass, the sensitivity.
For us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, if you're a guy, you're in SPL lanes, you're burping a sub at 70 hertz, it gives you some information at that point.
Right. Yeah. Well, cool. Well, that makes sense. I didn't think of it that way.
We actually had a guy, the only guy that I know of so far that really that wasn't head over heels with his SDDNs. He has a 4th order. And he was like, man, I lost some low end, man. And he's like, it's like 2 dB louder, but at 20 hertz, it's just not the same. So we actually switched him into Nightshade version 6s, which have not as much motor force as the SDDN. And he was like super happy.
We have some of the music classes for the guys that like to play the low end. We go from 19 or 0 to 19 and then 20 to 29 and so on and so on and so on. But you'd be surprised the people that like down here in the Midwest, I like to say where I'm at. You'd be surprised at the people that actually like to play the low notes and like to come up and just, for a 30-second music average, just watch that vehicle. I mean, it's like crazy spaghetti to watch them doors just.
Right.
But it's fun to watch. And it's like, wow, okay. It kind of brought a whole different kind of aspect
stuff's
to the
fun.
SPL game. Just to watch it just
Yeah. Have you guys seen my dude in Australia with the 2 6.5s with 17 hertz doing like a 144, 145 at 17 hertz?
No.
Oh, I haven't
Yeah.
seen that.
Wow.
His name's Ian Gray. He's in Australia. He has like a trunk car, and he had two U6.5s. It's like a 44, 45, something like that at 17 hertz.
What?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. He ended up tearing up both of them because he bottomed them out, but it was really cool.
Man, I can't imagine. That's a high number for 2.8s, especially at that frequency. That's a high number for
Two
15s at that
6.5s.
frequency.
It
In the
was
truck.
6.5s actually.
Wow.
Yeah, and with that was with 6.5s. With 8s, he does like a 48, 49 at that frequency.
I think
So-
that reminds me of that video back in the day I seen where there was like I can't remember, it was a car overseas somewhere that had like 46 by 9s in it, and it did like the first 70 or
That was
something.
that was Dominic
That
Aragi.
was
I think.
here.
See,
Yeah,
that was crazy. With 6 by
Yeah.
9s.
Hey, we got Gary Davis in here. Hey Gary,
What's up, Gary?
Yeah.
Gary Davis is a good friend. Yeah, I love him.
I saw that Greg Kelly knows the guy that I was talking about, JJ Houston. He's the guy that did the swap with like the Z's and the stuff like that. Seems he's a pretty nice dude. He's been by his shop a couple times.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, man, I don't know if you know it, but you guys helped us out with Greg's finals location. We appreciate that.
Sweet.
A little sponsorship. Yeah.
I always like to do as much as I can, and we still do. So
Yeah.
We appreciate
Yeah. Well,
it.
we appreciate it. We appreciate it.
I think it's kind of cool, like the new setup, because Scotty's an old school competitor, so he loves
Yeah.
that shit, and
Yeah.
before I was in audio, I wasn't really like close friends with Scotty until the last couple of years, but back in like 2002, me and my buddy Nick Lemons, Stir Integrity, drove out to Memphis, Tennessee, at Marshall. Guy Marshall from the forums, Black 00 was the screen name. At his house, they had like a base meet, and Scotty Johnson was there. Nick Wright from Incriminator was there. Dan Wiggins was there. Dan Wiggins was like my business mentor for the longest time. He taught me a lot of what I know, and I got to hang out with all those guys in person.
Wow. Isn't that cool?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that was a Sound Illusions, the Sound Illusions forum. It was a get together from that forum.
Wow.
I kind of miss the old forums back in the day, and a lot of
I
people
love the forums.
a lot of people don't understand what the forums were. It wasn't a bunch of this run your mouth bullshit type of
Yeah.
stuff. And I'm sorry, but
Yeah.
internet today is it's garbage.
So the forums had a sense of permanence, and there was a sense of credibility. So if you saw a guy that had 35,000 posts or whatever, either he was known to be a total moron, or he probably knew what he was talking about. And you could click his name and see everything he'd ever said, right? On
Mhm.
Facebook, you can just be an idiot on every group every day, and then fool new people every day.
And
Right.
everybody's gonna know who you are because of it.
Yeah, you couldn't do that on the forums. Like there was accountability, there was history, there was permanence. And I like that, where you could. Back when I had my sections, I would make a tech thing and I would post it up. And I just referenced the one about the Hoffman's Iron Law test. I can't put that on Facebook, but the new website is going to have, when it gets published, is going to have like a little blog section for me, and I'm going to post tech things. And me and Murillo Alvarez, my chief technical officer, we're going to do maybe even some tech videos with the Clipple and stuff like that.
That's cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys know Murillo. He used to work at Sound Digital back in the day.
I honestly,
No, I didn't know Sound Digital had been around long enough for there to be back in the day.
Yeah, not like way, way back in the day, but like
Yeah.
this was when Cardia.com was pretty big still.
Yeah.
He worked at Sound Digital, and then he was out of Cardio for a while. He was working at a Pro Sound company in Canada, and I was fortunate enough to get him to come work for me.
Cool deal.
Yeah, he does a lot of my 3D simulation. He's a genius at that. So I'll dream up some crazy ass shit. I'll be like, "Hey man, I thought of this thing, and it's really insane." And I'll send him my sketch, and he'll simulate it for me.
Yeah.
that's pretty badass.
So when
Did I
I
see
saw you posted something the other day, you were tooling on some aluminum. Do y'all do that there? Are y'all set up?
We have a lathe and some basic stuff, but the pictures I was posting was from the build house. with the full CNC lab. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, that ZV7 T-Yoke is really complex. I don't know if you guys have been watching that. That's the second most complex motor we've done next to the Nightshade. The Nightshade motor is just insanely complicated if you look at the drawings.
Yeah, I've been following that one for a while. But honestly, I still miss the ZV3.
You know, a lot of people say that.
One of my favorite stuff. Well, no, the NSV1. Still have it down there. NSV1 18, 750 watts has had over 7,000 watts and still haven't blown it. But seriously, the ZV3s were by far my favorite sub.
That was a fun motor. It's still a good motor. And you can even put one of our new baskets on the Nightshade V1 and the ZV3 and like soup it up. You know, they don't have quite the linear capacity because they don't have the super tall pole like the new stuff, but they get pretty impressive still.
I'd like to show you this one day. I think you'd laugh about it. The basket's broken 3 spots.
Right.
It's an original, like I said, Nightshade 1, and it has, it's just all original. And I beat the shit out of this sub. It got me my first 50 in my minivan, and everybody's like, oh, recone it. I don't want to.
Right. You know,
it's just a sentimental value of the sub.
Being an NSV1, either me or Brandon built that. If it's an original.
Wow.
I'll show you. I'll send you pictures of it one day so you can look and laugh at me over it.
I was still building a lot of subs up to ZV3. I built a lot of those and some ZV4s. I built a couple ZV5s. I actually haven't built any subs in the last 2 years, but I'm setting up a little station again so I can, if I feel like doing it, I can do it.
Yeah, that's cool.
I have a ZV510 in my trunk right now on my daily driver that I drive. I bought it from Johnny.
Oh, nice.
Game over.
Well, I had never been to a. I don't really consider y'all a build house, but I had not been anywhere you build subwoofers like that.
Right.
So until I came there at one point and kind of walked around during the week when you guys were doing work, and man, that's some work.
Yeah,
building those subs, that's some work.
Yeah,
that's. Those guys are busy. How many subs can y'all put out of there in a day?
They don't usually come out
3 or 4 builders, right?
Yeah, they don't usually come out daily. They come out like once or twice a week. But we could probably do of the big ass subs. Like everybody was cooking it like 120 to 150.
Wow, because them tables are long. I bet fit 50 of them on one table.
Yeah, and the girls' build room, they have the biggest.
I was gonna say the girls kill it. I watched it, and
Yeah.
you be posting about it. The girls just be killing the guys. The guys can't.
They just come in and work. They don't really give a dang about that stuff. They're just like, we're building speakers and we want them to look pretty.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. I took some video. I was going to make a video, but every shot I had wound up having some things that you guys didn't want out in it. Glue bottles and things of that nature. And so I didn't make it. I could have, it'd have been 2 seconds long because every shot there was one in the background or something like that.
Right.
So,
Yeah, you can't be too careful in this industry. I think everybody's aware of that with all the
yeah.
So there's always something. It's like, come on, guys, just do your own work.
Right. Yeah. We don't have to worry much about that in our industry. Meter's been around for a long time. It's only so much you can do with it, right?
Yeah.
I recode a lot of your subs around here and a lot of other brands around here. And I finally I think it was last year, I finally got one of your weights for the dust caps.
Oh, sweet. We have Sundown Lazy Susans now. You can hit up Brian and get you one. I actually tooled it up myself because I got really tired of trying to build them with just pieces of MDF.
Mm-hmm. That's all I use is MDF. And I go to Home Depot and get the cabinet.
You got to pre-drill on the outside of the thing, So what I did is I tooled. Each Lazy Susan is 4 pieces of plastic. There's 2 squares. The squares screw onto the bearing, right? And then there's the round pieces have an indent for the square. You just made them together, and the screws all just line up, and you're done. So it's super easy. So those are going to be on the new website for sale to the general public as well.
Just made myself a note to contact Brian in the morning.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I'm sure when they come out there, you'll be seeing them on a regular basis.
Yeah, that was one of my things I really wanted to do, was to make them available. And once I get more in stock, we're going to make the weights available to everybody as well.
Yeah, the weights are cool.
I got so mad because when we started doing more production, like for the longest time, we used like little sub motors, like E8 version 1s and things like that. And I was like, we don't have any more little sub motors. What are we going to do?
Oh, right.
That's what I've been using 6.5s for years for my dust cap, and I finally heard about it, and I reached out to Brian, and Brian was the one that actually got me my weight that I have now.
We got Supa in the house now. What's up, buddy?
What's up, Super Dave? Love Super.
Saw he was lifting some heavy shit.
Yeah, he's always messing with shit. Him and Bo. Yeah, Bo down there. They got some mad science shit going on down there. He's got a pretty nasty C-pillar wall that just clapping windows. But it's pretty funny to watch them all. I love them.
Well, we got all sorts of people in here, don't we?
And not bad. It looks like we're about at 34 people watching us right now and about 20 likes or so. But yeah.
Well, everybody enjoy, because I'm taking a vacation after this from shows and stuff.
Yeah, you get bombarded with them.
It's just, I got a lot of stuff going on. I'm trying to seal up, and I didn't feel like I could put my best effort in.
Yeah.
With all the stuff I have going on otherwise. And then when I get
Well,
all
I'm
everything
sure-
filled up, I'll be back.
Yeah, I'm sure you're enjoying the change that you made with the company and all. You get a lot more free time, or I won't call it free time, but more time to do what you want to do.
Yeah, there's a lot of benefits, and there's new challenges, but it was getting to the point where it was overwhelming for me. So
Yeah, that's not cool.
yeah, it's been.
I can't honestly lie though. When I first heard about it, I was like, "What? No way! What? No way!" I mean, I love Scotty. Don't get me wrong. Excess Power is amazing, and I run their stuff absolutely and love him to death. But I was like, "Really, Jacob is?" I was like, "No way, Jacob's walking away from Sundown. No fucking way. No way. No way."
I'm planning to stick around for quite a while as far as product development.
Yeah.
I have too many ideas.
Yeah, I'm sure that's a load off. I'm sure of it.
Well, actually, being able to have somebody keep your dream and your focus running, but where you can actually step back and do the things you love behind the company, that's amazing.
I've spent a lot of time working at home, and when Maya came out here earlier, so one of the things I normally do is in the evening, since I have all, I'm just like kind of chilling now. She'll come and I'll like brush her hair and stuff. Like that's what she wanted me to do.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah, that's cool, man.
I had to get to take her to school and pick her up from school. And,
Yeah.
She tried to tell you, I don't know if I broke up, but she likes me to take her to the gas station and get candy.
Get her candy, yeah.
Right? That's cool.
I'm telling you, enjoy them times, dude, because you're gonna blink and it'll be gone. I'm telling
she'll
you
be
right now,
graduating.
boy, she'll hate you. She'll be dating boys, and she'll hate you, and then she'll be ready to move out the house and get married, and it's gonna be like, damn, that was my baby.
I know.
Trust me, you blink and it's going to be gone. So
Man.
on that, I got a real funny story real quick before we move on to more audio. She started her new school, and a teacher that's not her main teacher saw her and says, "Oh, hi. Well, who are you?" And she goes, "Well, I'm Daddy's princess." The teacher's like, "Well, what's your name?" "Oh, you can call me Maya."
Hilarious. Right?
That is
Yeah, man. That's the best times that life has to offer right there.
absolutely.
I see back to audio though. I see Supa Dave. He wants the XV4s, and I'm pretty stoked about those. So the whole what I call the mega subline is getting revamped going into next year. We have the M series, which will be an entry level to the mega series, because right now the entry level is the X, and it's pretty high end. So the M will be down here. Then the XV4. XV4 is encroaching on ZV6 territory. It's probably 75% of a ZV6 at this point. Maybe
I love you to death, Super, and I like to argue for you all the time, but I think Brett might have something to argue with you on that one. You and Brett together. Brett's got a pretty nasty build too as well. So I don't know. I love you. Don't get mad at me, but I'm just being true.
So I got a good
Yeah.
question here from Chris Russ. I think he's asking about my next generation frames, which I am working on. The new MXV4, ZV7, Nightshade version 7, Team V3, and Inhuman will still use the current Sundown Mega frames, right? So I did start development. It's been a couple years since I started development of a new Sundown Platform version 2. Sundown Platform version 2 are going to be all oversized. So we'll have 11, 13, 16, 19. I haven't really talked about this much yet publicly, though. So the 11 will have like a full 10-inch spider. The 13 size is going to have like a 11 to 12-inch spider. The 16 size is going to have like a 14-inch spider. And the 19-inch size is going to have a 16-inch spider. The 19-inch size is going to be designed to handle 8 inches peak-to-peak mechanical stroke.
What?
Yeah.
8 inches?
Yes, sir. And I'm going
My
to go
God.
for it. I'm going to try to make about 6 of that linear and then have, another inch each way buffer.
Wow, man, that's a lot of stroke.
And that's going to require some of the new patent pending motor designs I have in process right now. I'm trying to think how many variations there are. Let's see, we got the 1 flat BL, 2 flat BL, second motor strength. We have 4 magnetic patents in right now in process.
Dang.
Is it
So,
hard? Sorry.
Patents?
I was gonna say, is it hard nowadays to get patents because you got so many fly-by-night companies popping up all the time?
And that's one of the reasons I have to do this, because I can spend years developing something, and if I don't have it protected, somebody's just like, mine.
Yeah.
I heard
You too, Travis.
I've heard some
Right.
rumors about like somebody taking over the patent of the ZV or taking over the copy of the ZV3s and trying to reproduce them. And I was like, wow, that's just so disheartening because I don't care. The ZV3s, like I said, are still my favorite motor, but yes, it's always yours. It's just
that's always something,
baby.
But let's see. What can I say about those patents? No, I can say a little bit about them. One of them is a hybrid neo-ferrite design. Originally I was going to make that the ZV7, but right now Neo is too expensive. So the ZV7 is going to be in just a big monster chunk woofer. It'll be actually bigger than the SDDN size-wise.
Okay.
I'm tooling the SDDN and Nightshade version 3 are 250 millimeter magnets. The ZV7 is a new magnet tooling 265 millimeter. So there will be no 10s, not even on the oversize. So that'll only be 12, 15s, 18s. Unless somebody really, really wants one, I'll build them one and it'll have to be inverted. So
Right.
Fair enough. Makes sense.
Yeah.
and ZV7, I guess I'll keep talking about that for this moment, and then I'll head back. ZV7 will have 42 millimeters linear one way. And that's linear, 70% BL, Klippel anticipated. And XMEC is like basically to the frame limit. So,
Wow.
yeah. And ZV7 will be a 3.3, Jessica. I'm really liking the 3.3 platform. And let's see what I had the other patents I was going to discuss. 2 of them are variations on my own proprietary Sundown flat BL technology that I invented together with Murillo. We hatched that a couple years ago, and that is what will allow me to make 6 inches peak to peak linear stroke, because you can't just keep making the coil longer, then your inductance is going to get out of this world and your mass is going to get out of this world. So you need to have a flat BL implementation, and nobody's invented a flat BL implementation since the XMAX wars, when the W7, TC-LMS, XBL, and MAG technology like the critical mass came out. That was the last time anybody did anything like that. And those technologies can all be approximated in simulation with 2D. So you can use a 2-dimensional FEA and simulate the result. Mine cannot be simulated in 2 dimensions whatsoever. It has to be done in 3 dimensions. So it's a lot more complicated. But I think it's going to give us some results that nobody's ever been able to achieve before. And
Well, I got no doubt that you guys can do that if you set your mind to it. Because,
yeah,
in my opinion, you guys are the point. Y'all are the sharpest ones out right now. I mean, I run this org, right, and I'm just telling you what I see across the country. Yeah, you guys seem to be the tip of the sword kind of thing.
Yeah. There's a couple of guys out there that are pushing really well that I respect, like my buddy Nick Wright in Criminator Audio, He's got his new basket platform he's working on. He's doing great. I'm friends with Jay from B2, and he's really pushed the frames pretty well. I really have a lot of respect for what he's doing.
He's a great guy too.
Yeah, he's really nice. And the last patent is something that I developed for bigger than 4-inch coils. It'll be 5-inch coil, and all of my new next generation frames will support 5-inch coil from the 11 up. And that technology allows me to get insanely high motor force without using a ton of magnet. So like if you look at the Nightshade, for example, 4, 5, 6, those only have 2 pounds of Neo in them, and they're able to do what they do. And so this technology will allow me to use, just a 2-3 pounds of Neo and get absurdly high motor force factors. I'm anticipating being able to get BL Squared by REs over 1,000 on a sub that has high stroke for like music stuff. So guys that have 6 orders and like, hey, I have a bazillion watts, here you go.
Right.
Crazy, yeah.
Big demo monster, huh?
Yeah. And like, these guys are they're not going to get any less crazy. So I was like, well, what can I do next? What can I do next?
Yeah.
Well, it's funny because we were sitting and talking about that at my last show. It's like, I remember when a 50 was loud, then a 60 was loud, and then a 70 was loud. Now, if you're not doing an 80, no one cares. I mean, seriously,
Wow.
Greg and Carlos and all them guys have like took it over the edge anymore. And it's like, you say an 80, it's like everybody's looking. It's like, but you tell somebody, oh, I just did a 50 on the meter. They're like, beginner.
Dudes are playing music at like 77.
Right.
Like, man.
That's insane.
So
that's insane.
I'm trying to think of all the cool stuff I can say just so everybody gets to hear it.
What about some amplifiers?
Okay. Yep. That's a good one. I've been working for 5 years on an amp that we're going to build here in the States. And I was kind of at an impasse. One of the engineers I was working with got long COVID and had to retire completely. None of these engineers are anybody that anyone in cardio knows. But going back working with Scotty, he has some resources that I did not have access to, and we were able to restart that project and start making progress on it. So this is going to be, manufactured as much as possible. Like the board will be made here, all the pieces will be put in place. It'll, be put together all in the United States. Obviously, nobody makes transistors and shit like that here, but anything that we can get, we'll do here. And ultra high efficiency, we're looking at 95% end to end, something like that. First model will be a 3K at half. I anticipate it will be quarter ohm stable on music more than likely. And then we're hoping that we can scale that platform up to about 30K.
Wow.
And if it scales per simulations, the 30K should be somewhere in between the size of a Salt 4 and Salt 6.
Wow. That's
if
crazy.
If I can fit enough power terminals on it.
Right. Dang, man.
Yeah. So we're going to have to get creative. But the another thing, Scotty's company has a lot of experience making power devices. So like, his engineering team is used to designing things with like big power connections on it. So that's going to help design that stuff.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's pretty
So
badass.
we got rapid fire questions. Walt Johnson, Salt 10, working on it. It might have a different name, but I'm working on it. High voltage amps, next generation Salt amps will run up to 16.2. So that will get rid of that problem.
Hi, sweetheart.
Oh, Maya's back. Hey, Maya, are you okay?
Hi, Maya.
Oh, okay.
Could he sit with you for a minute?
Well, I'm live online right now.
And they would love that. Friends
We
would
don't
love that.
Right.
Yeah, you
We
want to
don't mind.
Yeah.
See, that's the best part of Jacob. This is what we wanted to see. Everybody else gets to see the car audio side. We like this side of Jacob, the dad. Sorry.
There she is.
Yeah. So let me ask you a question. So there's a Salt 4 and a Salt 6, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what makes you pick those numbers? What I mean by that, it's not just how much does the amp put out or kind of thing. And
Right.
the reason I'm asking is because some of our classes, I leave them at 10K, 20K, whatever,
Right.
but I don't really have a reason for those numbers. And
Right.
so I feel like some of my numbers may be missing. There may be a gap. Like you can put 2 salt 4s in, and we got 2,000 watts we left on the table. And I tried to think about all the amps out there and kind of maximize my classes where we had something.
Right.
But I wasn't really able to come up with anything, so I didn't change it. So,
So-
there's not many 5Ks. There's
Yeah.
not many
What I was
6Ks.
doing with the salt stuff is I was basically taking what the amp should do at like 12.0 volts.
Yeah.
You know, like 12.0, you know, since that was the low voltage line. And then like literally everybody was like, no, we want lithium now. And I was like, oh man, come on.
Right. Yeah.
That jump was so quick. I mean, if AGM was good, reliable for years, then lithium, wow. It was like I was still trying to get used to lithium, and then it was like, wow, hi, sweetheart.
Yeah.
So that's going on. And let's see, we have the new SAE V4s coming out. Those will be a nice, okay, Maya.
We got Corey in the house. What's up, Corey?
So yeah, the SAE V4s are coming out soon. Those are being produced now. Those are going up to 3K right now. Those are half bridge. They are Chinese models, but they're higher end made, like more robust, kind of like Korean stuff. And then the multi-channels will be ABs in those. We'll have 100 by 4, 150 by 4, 200 by 4 at 4 ohms, and the run down to 2 ohms. And they're actually not big at all for ABs. So I think people like that. I think the 200 by 4 is like 20 inches long, something like that.
Wow.
Dang.
Yeah, really good for an AB. And, you know, because we didn't have any ABs in our line at all anymore. And some people just like that, you know.
Yeah.
Well, there's still a lot of the old school guys that still do like that. They're pretty tried and true to that stuff.
Yeah. So those are coming. We got bigger Sayas coming. We got the Saya 5K and 8K in production. So people are liking those pretty well. Those are, you know, that takes like the somewhere close to the price point of the old SFB stuff, but significantly more robust. You know, our dealers are loving those things like the 1250s and 1750s. You know, the dealers
Oh,
are
yeah.
slinging them like crazy. They're really happy with them. The only SFBs that are sticking around are the 600 and 1000. The 1000 is going to be a V2. Okay, we got to go get your cup. Okay, there you go. Go get your cup. So the SFB 600 is actually a half bridge because it wasn't big enough to require the full bridge, and the SFB 1000 V2 will also be technically a half bridge. And I'm kind of going all over the place, but
No, you're fine.
going up to the Saya 5K, the Saya 5K has the same parts count inside as the old SFB 8K. So we basically took the parts and we're not running them anywhere near as hard. Plus you have the regulation circuit in there to keep it all going. And then the Saya 8K has the same parts counts as the old SFB 13.5. So again, all the parts turned down with the better protection, with the constant power circuit in there. So they're going to be a lot more reliable. Okay, come here, Maya. Okay, we have the dog too. We have everybody.
All right.
So that's all good stuff coming out. And I don't have anything to share yet, but yeah, like I said, we are working on the version 2 salt stuff, and those will be running up to a higher voltage than the current stuff. All new casing design, going to be really cool.
What do they go up to now, voltage wise?
They're supposed to just go up to about 15.5-ish, but
Mhm.
you know, the Protect is technically set to like 15.8. But the problem is if somebody runs the amp all the way up to right before it goes into Protect, you know, and that's what people were doing with the lithium.
Yeah.
It was not done with that in mind. It was done with, you know, running like 14s.
Right. No, normal voltage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm.
Okay, Maya, chill. You're crazy.
Yeah.
Let's see here. What else are we doing here? Let's see.
We need to build her a power wheel. Absolutely.
All right.
I can do that one.
All right.
Let's see. Chris Gordon says no more Salt 12. Yeah, I wasn't really planning on making more Salt 12s in the current generation. When we go to the next generation, the bigger salts will come back.
What was
Do you see-
bigger?
What's that?
What was bigger? I don't remember bigger.
The salt 12, and I'm just not making those anymore. And
Oh, yeah.
when we and I'm not making those now. Once we go to the next gen, there's some new protection technology available that will help those amps. Like, you know, guys would run those things at a quarter ohm and snap them into protect constantly.
Yeah.
And, you know,
Right.
an amp that can output 200 amps of current, you know, there's only so much the protect circuit can do to save those transistors.
Yeah.
But there's like new like double protect circuits instead of like single.
Huh. Yeah, I don't know about that.
See, I don't know. I've never really been a big fan of anything over an 8K, and
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just once they start getting that big, the boards are so big. You know, there's just not
Right.
much protection for the boards to really get beat the hell out of.
Yeah, there's just so much current at that point. And
Now, is the problem that the boards flex in there and break the traces? Is that what happens?
that still is a problem. You know, we support them the best we can. But the
Yeah.
biggest thing with those huge amps is just the absolutely massive current output.
Yeah.
And also, like when you and up until current generation Korean stuff, when you go to like a Salt 12 size, is actually built more like a full bridge, and so they're a little bit more sensitive. So, you know, if you're running that amp at a half, it's already kind of like running at a quarter.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't seen a lot of Salt 12 failures in the lanes.
You know, it's just the guys that are running like quarter ohm and like, you know, as high voltage as possible. Like we would lose,
Yeah.
we would lose some here and there.
Well, I'm going to tell you one thing right now. You know, Patrick, he does electrical work for you guys as well. I
Yeah,
think.
Yep.
That dude is loud. He's loud with a no wall. I don't know how much power he's got in there. I don't remember, but how do you get a no wall build that's not built with an extreme doing a mid to high 60s?
Yeah,
What
he's
the hell?
been really working hard consistently on that build for a long time.
Yeah, man. He's doing a 67, 68s, I think. No wall.
Yeah, that was the guy that you showed me about. That was at the Sundown show.
Probably.
You gotta
Yeah, man. That thing is strong.
I'm sorry. That's just too funny. That as a dad, that is funny as hell to me.
Right.
Here, you sit in front because you're smashing me on sitting on my shoulders. There
Right.
you go. There you go, Maya. So yeah, she's getting to bedtime, so she's getting a little wild.
Yeah, you're an hour ahead of us. It's 9. Yeah.
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 Let's see. We got anything else you guys want to ask on here?
Nah, man, we're good.
I mean,
We appreciate you coming, man.
more than
Appreciate you
know.
doing this for us.
Seriously. I mean, I know you said you're going to take a break for a while, but anytime that you just feel like you just want to come vent or you want to come share something, you're more than welcome anytime. Just hit up Billy or myself. I guarantee we'll make spot and make time for you to come back on anytime you want to.
Sounds good, gentlemen. Hopefully, I'll have some really cool stuff to talk about next time. That's actually
Yeah.
done.
Yeah.
You always
All right,
have
man.
stuff for us to talk about, but you're old, or it might be getting old and boring for you, but you know we're still all in awe and amazed over it. So,
And all the people watching this, man, they live for it. So
I do have one more cool thing. If there's any of our dealers on here, we're making a dedicated line just for our brick and mortar shops, and that's a project
Oh,
that I've
cool.
been working on. So
yeah.
I think those guys will really enjoy that, you know, and it's something that they've been asking for, just so they have some exclusivity, you know. And we like to
Yeah.
support our dealers as much as possible. So they're going to have like their own coaxes, components. There's going to be 5 subwoofers to start with. And what are you doing, man?
I was going to say, sweetheart, that's going to burn your eye. Don't put it in your eye, honey.
Mhm.
So it'll be components, coaxes. There'll be 5 different woofers to start with. There'll be like an 8 and like a mid-level, and these would be mostly for sealed because a lot of the shops just want to drop in sealed prefabs and
Yeah.
stuff like that, and then a shallow, and then there'll be a line of amps as well. And the amps are pretty cool. It's not the same technology that we're using in our American-made stuff, but they're legitimately, and Derek posted a video, 95% efficient measured on the dyno.
Dang.
We're going to have a 4x80, 4x100, 500 by 1, 1000 by 1, 1500 by 1, and a 5-channel that's 4x80 plus 500. and then I'll work on a 4x150 as well. And that'll be
Nice.
for our brick and mortars. Yeah, Steven. Maya's messing with him.
Right. Yeah, that's cool. A lot of hang and bang stuff. That's the stuff that makes good money.
Yeah. So, you
Oh,
know,
Really does.
dealers will be, customer will come in, they get like a 1K that's 95% efficient, very low current draw, drop 212s in a prefab, and the standard 12 will be similar to like an EV4, but they'll be tailored more to sealed. You know, and send the guy out, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Sounds like a winner to me.
Different for you, yeah, absolutely. I mean, because there's always just the average guys that are still out there supporting a lot of the companies that people don't realize. You know, it's
Yeah.
without them. I mean, SPL's a small chunk of the change when it
Yeah,
comes.
you know, a lot of SPL that we love relies on these local dealers to hold these shows, you know. So we got to
Yeah.
keep these guys in business. And you know, the economy is tough right now too for everybody. And
Yeah.
I hate to see these guys closing up.
Absolutely,
No
I agree.
doubt.
That's why when we do shows at all of our shows, we always make sure, you know, we try to show them as much love and support as possible
Yeah.
because we
Yeah.
sure
It's not easy to fight the internet.
it's not. It really isn't. I mean, when everybody can just go order it offline and not have to go anywhere, and it'll show up at their doorstep. That's
Yeah.
that's hard.
Okay. So someone said, when are they going to be available? We wanted to try to launch the brick and mortar line in January, but it's probably not going to quite make it, but it should make it in the first quarter.
That's cool.
Yeah. And then I'm going to expand that line. One of my personal goals, and I'm going to pass this by the sales team, is I want to have like a mid-depth woofer that competes head-to-head in sealed enclosures versus the JLW6, which is a very, very, very good subwoofer.
Yeah.
You know, it's popular for a good reason. Arguably within its linearity limits, it probably sounds better than a W7. So that's
So,
something we can compete with.
I have a question. You mentioned this whole seal thing a couple times, right?
Mhm.
So is there something driving the industry back that way that you might know that we
Well,
don't?
We're just getting a lot of requests for it from local shops, you know, and
Okay.
very few of my woofers work optimally
Right.
sealed. You know, and if the customer wants ported, we already make that. But like we don't really have that much for sealed enclosures, you know. So I want to
Gotcha.
expand that offering, you know, because there's still a lot of people that just they don't want a big box, you know. They might say,
Yeah,
hey, I
yeah,
want 212s, but I only have 2 cubic feet, you know. So here you
Yeah.
go, 212s, 2 cubic feet.
There you
You know,
go. Yeah.
instead of like 3 or 4 cubic feet for 212s, you know. Yeah, it's louder if it's ported, but not everybody wants that stuff. You know,
Right.
and then you have the stuff where like you have a factory woofer that's pushed in a little cubby in the side and they want to change that thing out. And a lot of those are sealed.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So that's
they
just
are.
like drop in stuff for the brick and mortars, you know, their bread and butter stuff that they can move in between
Yeah.
buildings.
Makes them easier
Yeah.
for sure.
So I'm pretty excited about that.
The baby named Cody.
Oh, now she's telling about her cousin.
Yeah.
Cody,
He sleeps here.
Yeah, sometimes, yeah. Cody's my nephew. He's 2. So
Mm. Right.
that's pretty cool. No, we appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule because God knows we all know you're busy, and with that amazing family that you seem to have right there, it's
yeah.
it's hard for you to deal with us. You know, all
Give
of us
it up
have
on a Monday night. We appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Cool, guys. Well, I'm gonna head out and get the princess in the bed. Tell everybody.
Yeah.
good night.
Bye, Abby.
Bye bye.
Bye, everybody. Talk to you
Bye.
guys later.
That was cool.
It was really cool, and I
That's some
appreciate
good
it.
information. Yeah,
Absolutely.
man.
Absolutely. So it's just gonna be cool, you know, to watch where Sundown goes for the next couple of years. You know, I mean, Jacob's
Mhm.
definitely not giving up on the company as a lot of people think, which is amazing. But he's
Yeah, I
still
know.
gonna be there. He's still gonna be driving it. So
Yeah. He said that something. Yeah, he's just doing the part that he really wants to do, and I can just only assume got a big paycheck, you know, for selling it. So that's cool, you know.
well, like
And he gets to do what he wants to do.
He gets to spend more time doing the R&D and designing the stuff, and not have to
Well,
worry about the company running.
and more time for what he's doing right now.
being at home with his babies. Absolutely.
Yeah.
100%.
You know, like I do, you know, even better. See, mine's got a year left still in high school, you know, and man, it went like that.
Boy, you just don't realize. You just don't realize it was bad. It was bad.
Yeah.
Hey, Bobby, how are you, sir?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, we definitely appreciate Jacob taking time out of his schedule to come hang out with us.
Yeah. I wish I had a little more knowledge to question more things. Just
I mean,
don't.
it's hard to question, though. I mean, you know, when he's just so open. I mean,
No, I guess what I
Which
mean
is
is I wish I had more vocabulary to ask more questions.
don't we all? I feel stupid around people like him. I mean, he's amazing and he knows it all, but it's like
Yeah.
sometimes it's like, ah, okay.
Because I could dive into the technical stuff. That's what I love, you know.
I mean, I
Right.
do, but I get lost in some of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, but we're not doing what he's doing either. You know, we're not looking at that data. We'll have the machines, you know. We're not doing it. He's doing it.
Absolutely.
So
100%.
naturally we wouldn't be able to.
No, I couldn't at all. Couldn't at all.
Well, man, we got 2 weeks till finals, man. What you think?
Oh, busy. Trying to get everything locked down. You know,
How did Sonya talk you into going to Florida to do that show this weekend?
I don't know how she did it, but that's pretty amazing of her.
Right? Yeah, I'm going down to Florida to do the I'm not sure. I think it's the Florida State Finals, but I think it's also the lifted truck. John Kent is does the show there.
Okay.
And I think it's Dover, Florida. So I'm going there. So
Yeah,
if you need some points for finals,
It's one of the few
or
places.
not points,
yet
but
to
a
be.
show.
So it's one of the few places that I have yet to be yet. It's Florida. It's going to happen eventually. So if you want to pay for my plane ticket, I'll come down and work with you, Billy.
I got you, man. Just come on. Right? Yeah.
So who all is ready for finals? That's just what he said a minute ago. Hopefully a lot of you guys are ready, and finals is stressful. We get it. We understand, and yeah, it's the
But
last couple of weeks. Y'all better get ready.
our finals are not stressful because they get to rerun if they come early. Y'all don't wait till late now. I'm just telling you, get your reruns done early. You're not going to have to travel across the country for it. That's what I'm proud of. Saved. Last time I looked at everybody that participated in finals and says, okay, if everybody would have had to come to here, how much money would they have probably spent? Gas, hotel, that kind of stuff. And with the smaller final as we had, I estimated it to be about $50,000 that people got saved in money,
Saved
if they
overall.
had traveled. Now, not everybody would have traveled to it, but
Well, and see, and that's what I always tell everybody. It's like, say for instance, I have a final here, and I have 20 people that run in my finals, and you have a finals there, and you have 20 people, and so on and so on and so on. If we would have a finals that's in, we'll just say Oklahoma, like the other organization does, how many people would really drive and travel to Oklahoma to come to our finals?
I don't think very many.
And I feel like it's not fair to the competitor that competes with us all year long, and that's one thing I can honestly say I love about the organization is we're here for you guys. Seriously, when it comes right down to it, we're here
There's
for
no
you.
doubt.
Without you guys, we're nobody. So
Now, listen, man, I'm going to tell you, it would be exciting for us to have everybody in one spot and have a big old show.
It would.
That would be really fun. I would love to do that. But I just don't think we're there. So I hope in the future years, what that turns out to is the place that we wind up doing those demo wars at, that will be where we'll have a bigger spot, but then we'll still have all the other spots too. So you still don't have to travel. That's what I hope.
I think it's just, it'd be cool eventually, like you said, to have, maybe like some regional finals, and then eventually take all the regional final winners and invite them to nationals and do a big, huge thing. And I don't know, but
Yeah.
it's still cool the way it is right now, I think.
Yeah. Walt, I'm not positive, but Tony Dulgar may be doing one. I think Brandon may do one. We'll be pinning all that down, but we've got well, I know Greg's doing one. I don't know how far you're away from Greg, but I know Greg's doing one there in Newport. He's at the Armory. So there's some Eastern type stuff over there. Yeah. And for those of you that's been worried about it, I wouldn't worry too much. I decided, but just because I didn't really have enough knowledge, I didn't change any of the classes of the open classes. I didn't change any power, didn't change any inches. So all those classes are the same. The demo classes, we broke them up into 3. Each demo class goes, except the Hurricane. We didn't do a trunk Hurricane, but the rest of them, they have a trunk Typhoon, a trunk Cyclone, a trunk Twister type thing. And then you have 0 to 500 inches and up to 10K in Typhoon. And then you got to over that in Typhoon. And for every class, you have that. So really, we just added a lot of those. Same way with Crowd Loud and Hot Seat. We did not break up Mayhem. It's the only one we didn't break up. All the other classes are the same. We got rid of Wizard class, which is a smaller SUV no wall build. We're trying to add a class to where you race to a certain SPL without going over, but we don't know if we can make that work yet or not. So that one's still up in the air. Then we have another one that Pop-Tart suggests. It's called the Ghost class. Now, what Pop-Tart suggested, what he wants to do is he gave us 40 songs. He made a zip drive with 40 songs on it, and he wants us to play that particular whatever song the judge picks that day. Everybody's got to play it, right? And it's 1 minute and 15 seconds long. Other than that, it's just like the death match. So, but I'm not so
Beyond
sure.
rebased music, though.
No, I don't think it's rebased, but I don't think so. But the thing is, man, just something in me just says, when I say, hey, you have to play this. We have one class like that. It's called Old School.
Old School.
But that's really a nod to the way we have to do it. It's, it's the reason we do that. But man, when we talk about making, if you're going to make somebody play a certain thing, well, now the judges kind of have to have those. And what happens, Jimmy, when you forget your drive at home? That, and then another thing is, let's say you pick whatever song, Jimmy, one of the 40 that we choose to go with. Well, that song is going to peak somewhere, 40, 30, whatever. So basically, if all else is equal, if your build just happens to peak there, well, then you're naturally going to win there.
Mm-hmm.
And so that bothers me a little bit. But we're still up in the air about that. So if y'all have any,
that's why that one that you were talking about, the one where it was kind of like the base race one. I was actually kind of really interested in that, but I wanted to make it where it was more fair. And my opinion is not make it for a certain frequency all year long. Like, don't set it at a 139 all year long. Each show, each judge makes it a different frequency.
Right.
One show it might be a 137, the next show it might be a 141, or the next show it might be a 115.
Right.
But make it so no one can ever really.
That is what the plan is. That is what the plan is. Quite frankly, the only thing I'm not sure if we can do is simply the term lab limitation that we have. I don't know if we have a way to make it red light at a certain at a certain SPL.
The other organizations that I've seen it done, and I'm just going to say it, the other organizations that I've seen a similar.
Who does it?
DB Direct. They do base race.
What does IASCA do? They do something similar, right?
They don't have there's no, it doesn't redline. They just set a number and that's where they run the number is. So
Yeah.
everybody knows, say for instance, it's 139.9. Everybody knows that number is 139.9. And they
Right.
know they got to stop right there. Oh,
But
look
what
at
happens
that.
if they go over it?
Look at the myth, the man, the legend RP in the
Right.
house. What's up,
Yeah.
RP? How are you? Yeah,
no
base
doubt,
rate's
man.
169, right? That would be pretty badass. I ain't even gonna lie.
Sure would.
Let's
I
see
can
somebody
think
do
of
it
about 5 people in
169.
the country that could play in that class.
Yeah, it'd be kind of fun.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of fun for sure.
So I don't know if we're gonna be able to make that work or not, but if we can, we'll do that. Otherwise, that's pretty much all we're going to change.
That's the one that I'm actually excited about. You know, honestly, is
Yeah, me too.
that whole
me
base
too.
race one is like
We added a pro class demo, class for the pro guys.
okay. Yeah, there's a couple good changes I think that really needed to happen. You know, as far as the demo classes, it wasn't fair for someone that had a 10-inch subwoofer to go against somebody with a fourth order wall that's got 8 subwoofers in there. It's just it wasn't fair.
Right. Well,
So I'm
those
glad to
classes had to grow
see
up. You know,
And
they
they
had
have.
to grow up, and they did.
a lot.
Those were our most popular classes last year.
Yeah, I'd like to say that the music classes, I don't even call them demo classes. I say the music classes really are very popular down here with me.
Right.
You know, I mean, there is still quite a few of the guys that burp, but most of the guys down here, they like the music classes. They like to play the lows and the crazy stuff around here.
When you guys get started with the demo wars, I think that'll take off for you guys really big, I think.
Yeah. And you know what? I mean, we've had the option. It's just, I don't know. The guys just.
Hey, you let a couple of them enter and you do it, then they're going to fall in because it's fun.
Death matches picked up down here. I mean,
Yeah.
truthfully, we've got quite a few guys that come to the
Yeah.
show and they run death match. I love it.
Yeah.
I love the death match race.
Yeah, RP, that's how come I wanted to put one. We're not going to do like the other orgs and have several. We're just going to have one. And y'all, I give you some kudos here. RP is the one that kind of helped me outline our pro classes, right? Isn't that cool?
RP is the man. He knows what he's doing.
I called him and said, "Hey, what should I do?" And he told me what to do.
Between him and Hank, you know, I think I just sent a thingy today. I was like I don't know, 6th or 7th year friends with Hank online, and he was kind of pretty funny. First
Yeah.
year I actually ran against Hank at USAC. He kicked my ass. He was like 4 dB louder than me. And I almost didn't go to finals. And he was like, bullshit, just come. And you know what? Because of him, I actually did go, and I took 2nd place. But I took 2nd place to Hank that beat me by 4 dB. And I was proud.
Right. I think he's probably, after talking to RP, it seems like Hank is kind of the go-to guy for what we do. He's maybe the best. And I say that
Hank's
Hank
mastermind.
is good for him. He's just lucky that I ain't there to pound him in the ground, right? Because I'd hate to put him in his place, and we like to talk about others rather than ourselves, right? Right?
Oh, that's funny as hell.
Don't make me break my 8 out. Yeah,
That is so funny. I ain't even gonna lie. But no, I mean
Right.
seriously, it's just all the cool shit around is just amazing. Just amazing to see.
You know, there's another class I really want to do. Definitely a pro class. I mean, the pro of pro, right? Imagine that we had a class where there's absolutely no rules. Push, pull, drag it, build it on a trailer. How loud can you be? Just make something, just for those guys.
I wouldn't even call it the pro class. I'd just say bring it.
Yeah,
Just bring
maybe.
it. Just bring it. Just
Whatever
plain
it
and
is.
Don't bitch
Whatever
about
it
it. Just bring it. Bring it to the show. I don't care. Push,
Put
pull,
one
pull.
parameter. It's got to be somewhat of a vehicle,
Well, I mean,
or not, and just bring it. Get loud, Joe Price is the one that come up with that, and so I think probably next year maybe that would just be it. Maybe we'd only do that at bigger shows or something like that. It probably wouldn't be very, a lot of people probably wouldn't do it, but it'd be fun to have.
Sorry, just reading some of the comments of the guys and just their silliness. We appreciate everybody. Thank you guys for, all the love and support you give us. Because,
And we're about to, I ordered us some tag plates to get us through our crunch time. But if you guys wouldn't mind, go share our flyer for looking for sponsors for tag plates.
yeah, Billy
Trying to
will
come up with-
reshare that again on the
About
The
$19,000.
so
Yeah.
it happens sometimes.
Yeah. Yep.
Appreciate that, Donnie. Thank you. We just, it's my favorite saying, and I'll say it 1,000,001 times, is Base Force is about bringing the fun back to the lanes.
Yeah. We are having some fun.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Eric does run a lot of them. He sure does.
He does, yeah. 100%. You've seen all of that he ran this weekend. I mean, he
I
ran
haven't
quite a
seen it
bit
yet.
this week.
I gotta. It's while I'm still doing things the way we're doing it. It's best if I can get all the files in before I do it. That I could kind of do them all at one time. It saves me a lot of time to do it that way. But I've only
I
got
seen you
two.
file on Sunday.
Huh?
seen you
Yeah, I
on-
saw that. I was like, what the heck?
Yeah.
Right.
We were at the show and we had just closed it down and everybody wanted to sit around. I was like, well, fine. If we're going to sit around, hot spot, I'm going to send Billy to show right now.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And normally I'd have jumped on it, but now I don't know how many shows I'm waiting on, but I only had 2 of them as of this morning. So I like to get them all. That way I only have to arrange them one time.
Why is that, Jesse? Why are you not? Something wrong, sir?
Yeah, it's not really a qualifier. We're just trying to get some money to buy our plates. You can put your logo on our award tag plates. It'd be 10,000 of those tag plates. Should last us for the most part this year, though they didn't last this last time. We had 5,000 plates and they didn't last, but about 7 months or so. I might need to order more, but
Yeah.
dang,
Sorry.
that's brutal.
Sorry to hear that. Yeah, you work so hard too.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
Crazy. It's crazy. All right. Well, sir, you got anything else that you'd like to chit chat about for the night?
No, I'd like to say that most of the people that are running finals are also going to run a extra, kickoff show. You do yours the next day. Are you doing that this time?
Yes, sir.
All right. I
Always
think
do.
Melissa and Jake are going to partner up in Jasper, Alabama. So one of them will be doing a finals, tent, and one of them be doing a kickoff show. Greg and Eric and Melissa are going to be doing that in Tennessee. Jordan is going to run both himself. He's going to borrow my computer and just set up 2 different computers.
That's pretty cool. See, I do a separate day for like
Yeah.
the people that have to drive, for like
Yeah,
4 or
yeah.
5 hours to me. I'm like, well, let's make it worth their while. Saturday
Yeah.
is for finals only, and Sunday is the new year.
Yeah, I think I don't know if Brandon is actually doing a finals, but I think he's going to do a show that day in Ballard, Indiana. Maybe that's the name of the town. I'm not sure. Richard, I don't know. I don't think Richard's going to do one, but I'm not positive. I hadn't talked to him about it. Let's see. I know Brad had mentioned doing one in Oklahoma, but I haven't talked to him, so I'm not sure.
I think Brad had said
Anybody
something.
else I ain't thinking about? I'm not sure if Tony's doing one or not.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't remember. So anyway, but still, it's going to be neat. You guys will tune in here on Facebook or on YouTube, and I'll have the scores scrolling for you all day. We'll be live all day unless something bad happens. And so, yeah. And the guys are going to send me a video feed, and I'll be broadcasting them kind of like what we are right now. So it ought to be pretty exciting.
Absolutely,
Here
absolutely.
to watch it all happen from the comfort of your home.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool too. Just be able to sit back and just watch it. That'd be kind of actually pretty
Yeah.
exciting.
I've been thinking of trying to find somebody else to come on with me to help, what's it called, moderate it, talk, but I haven't really thought of anybody. Most everybody's going to be actively participating or something like that.
We'll have to think about that. Maybe we can put our heads together and we can find somebody.
Yeah, I figured it'd be a bunch of somebodies because I doubt anybody else would really want to sit here with me all day. Right?
Sure. Maybe
So I
have somebody
figured-
for a couple hours, and then somebody for another couple hours, and so on and so
Yeah.
on. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a bad idea, sir. Actually, not a bad idea.
Because last time I just pretty much broadcasted, but I could build this however I want, and I could narrate some, help it not be as boring. Because look, y'all, we love it. We love what we do, but it is kind of boring sitting there. I can't
It gets
play.
boring.
I can't put the sound up because if somebody plays a song that everybody knows, they'll kick us off or whatever,
Yeah.
So we won't have sound from them. So we need some kind of sound. So narrating it is a better thing. Yeah, I thought about Morgan, but he's busy that day.
Morgan Freeman.
Right?
There's too many snakes on this plane.
Right.
Absolutely.
Trophies. So, okay. Yeah, let's talk about that right quick. It won't take long. So I'm going to make a piece of metal trophies. I'll sublimate prettiness on them, some kind of artwork. And so after everything's over and I got all the scores, I will put your name, your score, all that stuff, sublimate it in there, and that'll be our awards. I hate that they're not what they were last year. I can't get it done quick enough this year. So rather than tell you I am, and they wind up being 6 months down the road, I didn't want to do that. So we're going to do this. I wish it could be something a little better, but it is what it is. Now, I will tell you this. I would really like to put your photos on there. So like your photos and maybe of you in your car. So if y'all would like to prepare for that, you could send me photos of you in your car that I can cut out. I'm not very good at cutting them out either. So you'd have to be with a kind of a blank background, and don't be, 100 yards away. You kind of get somebody to take a picture of you up close and personal kind of thing where, right in your face, not really like that, but close. I get a lot of pictures. People send me their 40 feet from me. And that's just not a good photo for what we do. It's got to be kind of close. As a matter of fact, I won't go into all that. But so if you guys think you may place at finals and you want to go ahead and get that picture prepared, that would be awesome. If you don't give me the picture, I'll just wind up putting your name and your score and your class and all that stuff on there.
Absolutely. It's badass. It's badass.
Yeah. So I hope you like it. The other organizations, they do these plastic things everybody seems to like. I like them too. The only difference between this is I'm going to have your name and your score and the date and all this stuff. It'll be personalized to you, especially if you get me a photo of you in your car or your car or whatever. And they don't have to be together in the same picture. Take a picture of your car, then send me a picture of you, But just don't let it be, 100 yards away. That won't work. Can't do that.
Makes sense.
Y'all seen the graphics I make? You see those kind of photos? I get a lot of pictures that people do send me, but it's just so far away, and I my Photoshop skills are limited, even with new AI stuff. I ain't very good at it. So, all right. Are we doing top three? It'll be three: third, second, first, second, third. Yeah, I doubt we'll have 10 people in very many classes at all. I could be wrong, but
You never know.
yeah, you never know. We had about 110 people, 105, 110 people at our finals last year. Honestly, if we have 150, man, I will consider that a win for us. But it could be as many as 200. We have a little over 200 members this year. So last year, like 98% of the members competed in finals. I don't know what that'll be this year. So
I hope the same.
yeah, if we go to 150, I'll be happy with that. I hope we get there. And if it's more, that's awesome. If it's a little less, well, it don't really matter. But I just hope people participate.
Absolutely. I mean, especially when they paid their money for the membership and worked their
Right.
butts off all year to get their points and stuff. Unless, things happen, and I understand, trust me.
That's the only
Final
benefit
Crunch
to the
sucks.
membership. Yeah. It's the only benefit to the membership. So right now, that's the
Ooh,
only
sorry.
benefit. Well, all right, sir. So I guess we can
Yeah.
Let's see. I wonder. Do I? Oh, cool. Well, good deal. Well, I guess I will talk to you later, man, and we call this a night. You got the exit video?
Sure, I'm going to pick a random one and ready to go. So here we go.
All right. Yep. We'll see you guys next week.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you.